Flyers TV is sponsored by the Bay Hotel. Todd, what's your reflections on the game tonight?
It's very difficult. We had an excellent week of training. Definitely the atmosphere and the mood in the dressing room before the game was very upbeat and very excited about going into the weekend. I think psychologically right now we're in a difficult position. We get ourselves chasing a lead in most games these days, and I think that when that first one went in, you could see the mood of the bench, and certainly reflected in the building, just really dipped. I think for big portions of the game up until that third period, the work rate was there. I think they generated some good scoring chances. Just the puck didn't look like any danger going in tonight. And by the end of that game, Dundee just kind of had their will imposed on the guys.
Did it feel like a sucker punch every time they scored? It kept coming in when Fife had been dominated the play for the few minutes before that.
Yeah, that seems to be a topic that we discuss on a number of occasions. You could say dominating the play, but I think that I got to put my hand up to that Dundee team. I think that they just looked like they had that compete factor. I mean, in their zone, they really protected that front of the net. They were in shot lanes. I mean, they must have had 14 or 15 block shots tonight, and really laying it on the line. I think at times we were loose. Certainly, as soon as we gave up the first one, I think at times we started getting on our own program, which is frustrating because we worked on. We have a structure that we work within, and the guys have a certain freedom in that. But certainly in our own zone, we're expected to compete, and I think at times we're very easy to play against.
Is it a confidence thing just now, going five games without a win?
Oh yeah, it's an absolute confidence thing. You can tell at the mood of the bench, and like I'd mentioned there, the building, and guys start squeezing their sticks, and really get off a little bit individualistic. We're spread out. We're not supporting the puck. We addressed our misfiring PP throughout the week. We spent incredible amounts of time on it. Talked about net presence. I looked up certainly on our power plays. Nobody standing in front of the net. Guy standing off in the corner. In my opinion, easiest power play to kill off. We got one or two chances, but just don't look dangerous, and that's the complete opposite of what we practiced, and we addressed that in between periods, and it still hadn't changed. So we've got a few issues.
Is it a case of just now grinding out a positive result? If you look back a few weeks ago, Bray Clan had gone 4 or 5 games without a win, and they grinded out a 1-0 overtime win over Coventry. Does Fife need to do the same?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that this team absolutely needs is a way to find the back of that net and to get 2 points up on the board. Do we know the answer to that? No, they have to stick with it, and they have to stick together as a squad. And I had talk with management earlier in the week, and they're certainly not going to put up with it. So a number of guys probably be playing for their jobs, but maybe that's when you get the most out of people.
There's lots of experience in that room as well. Are you counting on the experienced heads in the dressing room to back you up?
Yeah, well, we certainly have been, but it's a team game, and 1 or 2 guys aren't the answer. We need everybody on board, and we need everybody going. I just get the sense now that we're all kind of looking at each other to be somebody else to go do it, rather than grab by the scruff of the neck and go out there and do what it takes to win. So tomorrow's another day, but they're definitely going to have to show up against this Edinburgh team that have been competing well as well.
Kyle Haynes did nice tonight. How's he doing?
Yeah, Kyle's doing well. This weekend's precautionary, and the advice of our medical staff. Clearly can see that's a big miss for us, and a big key miss, but everybody's missing imports and key players these days, so we don't have that excuse.
Just finally, going to Edinburgh tomorrow, how vital is it that Fife pick up the points there?
Yeah, very vital. I mean, if you would have asked me 3-4 weeks ago if we would have been sitting in last place, I would have scoffed at that idea. But that's where we find ourselves. It's going to take a lot of character to grind ourselves out of there. I guess, you have to take your positives where you get them. I guess the positive is a result of Braehead beating Edinburgh. I believe that's us qualified for the next round of the Challenge Cup, a competition that we've played decently in so far, but it was a tight group. So we have that to look forward to. But we're heavily involved in our conference right now for the next couple of weeks, and we don't want to see this opportunity slip away. So we're definitely going to have to get some sleep tonight and come out like a different hockey club tomorrow.